You're on the Cruz Cast with your host, Cruise Ship. This is the podcast where I talk about any and everything that I'm interested in and that I want to talk about. Many topics on my mind, especially throughout the week, that I always want to talk about. Just get my voice out. Just get my voice across. I love to talk. I love to hear myself talk. And so I thought, might as well record myself. So this is the very first iteration on the Cruz Cast. Okay. Let's turn the music down just a little bit for me. Maybe not for you guys. All right. First one. It's in the works. So, for this week, I'm mainly going to be talking about video games. It's one of my main interests. It's one of the things I have a lot of passion for. I love to do it any chance that I get. And by any chance, I mean any chance. So that includes mobile gaming, like on my phone. I play a lot of games on my phone, especially as of lately, because I got this product called the Backbone. That's for the iPhone. There's many products out there that try to imitate a normal controller to attach to your phone, or even just a stand that you can put your phone on while you use a standard normal controller, just so you can get the best gaming experience even on your phone. I put a lot of effort into researching, what would be the best experience, especially as an iPhone user. Like what would I enjoy? What do I want? So, and this all started because of my sister showing me an ad specifically for the Backbone. So that kind of got my attention, made me realize, when I don't have anything to do and I only have my phone, I should have games. The standard meme, you got games on your phone? I mean, yeah, I do. Because I want to play them. I'm not letting no little ass kid play them, that's for damn sure. But I put a lot of research into a lot of things, how the quality of the buttons, how they attach and this and that. And so I ended up just getting the Backbone, which actually makes the gaming experience on my iPhone quite enjoyable. It has its own dashboard, like any console would. You have your home, you can add friends, you can start a party, there's rooms that you can enjoy where other people are already there playing games that, just playing with random people. I always had COD Mobile installed because I played it for a bit, but playing just on the phone, it gets hard on the hands. Like my hands would go numb a lot, and I didn't like that. But with the controller, it just feels more natural. I played a lot of COD on a controller before I started just playing COD on PC, because to me, mouse and keyboard is just more fun, and that's just me. Especially with the latest COD MW2. And I'm paying the price for it, though, because not auto aim, but it's damn near auto aim. But aim assist is running amok as the even players on PC are switching to controller. But I digress. So, not only am I playing COD Mobile, I'm playing the zombie first-person shooter. I'm playing... I was playing Apex Mobile. I was playing this Final Fantasy VII Battle Royale. I believe it's called The First Soldier. It's just, there's a lot. Mobile gaming is trying its best because everyone has a phone, be it an Android or an iPhone. You have one or the other at this point. And so they're strong mini computers. And companies are trying to take advantage of that, put out games, and try to make money off of that way. I mean, the zombie game that I play, that one's definitely the most gacha that I'm playing, because everything takes real time, and you can speed up the process by spending money on like the gold that's you can earn, but of course it's super hard to earn. So there's that aspect. And then I do kind of plan on playing Genshin Impact, because I heard it's good. It's free. It is a gacha, but I don't plan on playing it for like hours on end. Like, yeah, it's on my phone and mobile games. I do play these games quite a bit, don't get me wrong, but I'm not playing them for super, super long. Just a decent amount that I can enjoy it. And what's cool about the Backbone is that you can charge your phone, at least for the iPhone, with the Backbone specifically. You can charge your phone with it. There's 2 slots on each the handles, like at the bottom where the 2 handles are. Where you normally grab a controller. There's 2 slots on each side. One specifically for the lightning port to charge your phone while playing, which is, if your phone's dying, you're home, you're like, damn, I want to play. You can still play without worrying about your phone dying. I do appreciate that one a lot. And also, if you use wired headphones, there is a 3.5 millimeter jack on the other side. So you can actually, if you don't have AirPods, but you have normal headphones and you use the adapter all the damn time, you can use that and charge your phone. So it's not a one or the other type of choice, at least when you're gaming. And, but along with just the phone in general, the Switch has been a mobile, I guess, console for a long time. It's a very popular console. As Nintendo, basic, it's the strongest portables, I guess you could say, successful, because the PS Vita, I believe, was very powerful. It just wasn't successful, at least here in America. But the Switch is very powerful and thriving, as the new Zelda is coming out soon, and people are very excited about it. The problem to me with that is the Switch internals aren't that strong, so you can't get too great of stuff with the Switch unless you're trying to downscale it, which graphics are important to some people. The way things run is important to basically anyone. If a game runs like shit, no one's going to want to play it regardless if it looks pretty or not. Frame rate is a big deal. And Pokemon is one of those prime examples of, the game, people want to play Pokemon, but the game is just so unoptimized, even for a Switch. And that's what's saddening about it. It's just, it could be stronger. And that's why people want a Switch 2, so they can upgrade. Because now it's gonna get rivals. It's gonna be not the best choice for having like a console that you can take anywhere. And my direct comparison is the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck, it is beefier, and it's not like as convenient, I guess I would say, from what I've seen. It does, the moment you buy, you do get a carrying case though, but it's its own computer. It's its own thing. It can run emulators, and it can download all the games you have on Steam onto it. Maybe it's downscaled a little bit, just like the Switch, but it runs well. Every time I talk to someone about a Steam Deck, it's the first thing they bring up. It can run Elden Ring, a triple A game that everyone loved, the one game of the year. It can run it, and they say it can run it well. That to me is an instant overshadow of the Switch. It just outshines it and outclasses it on that factor alone. The fact that it can run these types of games and run it fairly well means it's doing something right. Means they're doing something right. And I believe Nintendo needs to catch up with that. Just because they made an OLED screen, even though it looks pretty, don't get me wrong, they actually use more of the screen finally. And yeah, you can use a Switch and put it on a main TV with the dock and everything, but With the Steam Deck, it's the games you're already playing on your computer anyways, but on the go. So maybe not the online games because you're on the go, but Elden Ring has an offline mode, right? There's plenty of games where you can play offline and have a grand old time. Single player games, even if you prefer a first person shooter game or any shooter games on a mouse and keyboard, you can still play those games, at least the story mode. I played my first playthrough of Doom Eternal was on the PlayStation 4. And so if I can put it on the Steam Deck and it can run fine there, why not, dude? That's one of my favorite games. Switch, I believe, has Doom. I don't know if they even have Doom Eternal, but I'd imagine it doesn't even look good and it's slower, which I don't want. If I can run it consistently with all the shit that happens in Doom on a Steam Deck, dude, amazing. And I'm really looking into getting a Steam Deck, and I am a user of a Switch. Don't get me wrong. I have one. I have basically everything. I have PlayStation 4. I have Xbox. I have a Switch. I have a PC. Unless I already mentioned, I don't know. A recently got a PlayStation 5. But one of the main reasons I got a Steam Deck is so I can start playing Hades. I want to get Hades and play it. Just play it whenever I go. Because I've been playing also Dead Cells on my phone with the Backbone. Because I've gotten into roguelikes, and that's because of a game that everyone was playing, but that was available on the phone, Vampire Survivors, a roguelike. The first roguelike that I actually put time into. I've lost track of time multiple times playing that game because it was addicting. But it got me into other roguelikes as well. It got me into Dead Cells. The Dead Cells is the only game I've bought for the iPhone because I wanted another roguelike that would be much faster than Vampire Survivors, because a game of Vampire Survivors, even when you're doing well, it takes quite a long time. Dead Cells, not so much, and even when you're doing well on your longer runs, there are safe haven points where you can save and quit at that moment. I believe. I haven't tried it yet, but continue where you left off next time you pick it up. And so it got me thinking, because everyone praised Hades when it came out, and Hades 2 just got announced not that long ago at the Game Awards, and so it makes me want to try it. I heard multiple people said that I would love it. It's fast paced, it's good, and I'm getting into the roguelikes. A recent roguelike that I've been playing, especially with my friend, RoboQuest. Oh, I mentioned earlier that Doom Eternal is one of my favorite games. This game is a first-person shooter with really good movement, and the gunplay is just so fun and feels satisfying. And there's multiple classes to choose. There's multiple classes to choose from that each have their own little bit of uniqueness to them, which is very, very nice. I've mainly been using one because he's just the most fun to me. He uses Ranger, he throws javelins, and he has an ability where he can go invisible, but he sets a decoy the moment he does, and then when he gets out of the invisibility, he sets another decoy. It's really, really fun. It's so fast paced, it keeps you entertained, and the soundtrack while you're playing it, it's incredible. It gets you going, it keeps your heartbeat going, it gets your heart rate up, is what I'm trying to say. There's little safe havens in between of the fighting and the shooting and all the action, and those are like, the music will play its slower pace part of the song for that level. But the moment you open the door, the moment you activate action, the moment you're ready to go kill and shoot, motherfuckers. That music is there with you. And it starts off slow with the first level because you don't have all the abilities. You just have your first two guns and your bare bones, no upgraded abilities. As further you go, each level has its own unique soundtrack, and it gets faster. They get faster. They get more intense. They add more instruments because you have no better weapons. They throw more enemies at you. They they're doing everything collides together and meshes well so much. It's very enjoyable. I just got that fairly recently, and I've already put like I want to say 15 hours in, which is a lot for someone who works, someone who doesn't always just sits down and plays games. I do things outside of play games and work. I have a girlfriend and I have a family, and she has a family, and we just spend time where we can. So it was like 15 hours just this week alone, which is a lot. So as I got more into roguelikes, I've been trying to find more. And so also another one that I gotten into that's, I believe, very good. That's also coming to PC it just got announced that it's coming to PC fairly soon. Is Returnal, as it's a PS5 exclusive. And thankfully, being a recent purchaser of a PS5, I got a chance to play it. And man, that game is fun. That game is fun. I believe, I haven't really put too much research into it, but it's like the only, I guess, AAA roguelike that I've seen. All other roguelikes I've seen have been indie developers. Hades, Dead Cells, even the RoboQuest. RoboQuest is not even done yet. They're still working on it. They still let you buy it and play what they got. And oof, from what I can play right now, it's still worth it. And so now that I can't wait for them to finish. Returnal is so good as well. It's got this dark, murky style to it that makes you feel tense the whole time. And it has like the story element more clear than other roguelikes, which again, I haven't played Hades, but from what I've played, it's the most clear. But even then, that's a stretch because it's a roguelike. But they do take in the fact that the main character is Celine, and she finds bodies and records of herself of the future, but they're the past because she keeps reoccurring at the same day. The best I heard is Groundhog Day, but it's not quite the same every time because the world keeps changing, but she still crashes her ship and having to restart and go through all this process. And so after you beat the first boss of Returnal, you actually get the option of 2-player. I haven't quite used it yet, but I do want to play it with my cousin because he's the one who introduced me to this game. And it seems very fun. And that's also another reason RoboQuest is also fun, is the fact that all the things that I was talking about, you can do it with a friend. You can do it with another person. Both of you running 2 different classes, going through these waves of enemies and just killing things and upgrading your builds and getting guns and this and that, all of that, experiencing the music, all with a partner as well. And so it's honestly such a good experience. It's highly recommended. But again, this makes me want more AAA roguelikes. This makes me want more like super high quality. I'm not saying these games aren't high quality. These are great games. I love these games actually. But part of me also wants to see one that reaches everyone's eyes. Returnal felt like reached some eyes. Don't get me wrong, because people had a PS5, but I've also saw that I remember seeing people didn't like it. People saying it was too hard because, again, I think this was people's first roguelike, and they didn't even realize it. So I want a clear cut roguelike that hits everyone. Bunch of marketing, bunch of like intense like push of come see our game, come play our game. And maybe it is another PS5 exclusive, or maybe a PlayStation PC launch, or maybe all consoles. But it makes me want to experience more of these like a lot of money put into it with the love, because all these games I feel the love put into them because they're good, they're so good. It's just the time and effort and love, because you can always tell when a game has love into it, at least in my opinion. When developers put their love into a game, I feel like it reflects on the experience of the game, and not just a cash grab, not just like, hey, we're putting this game out because we had to. It's we're putting this game out because we wanted to, and we wanted to give people an experience. And that's what I get with RoboQuest. That's what I get with Dead Cells. That's what I get with Returnal. That's what I get with my favorite games. That's what I got with Doom Eternal. There was love put into it. Into, making the experience as great as possible. And being able to feel that is amazing. I just love. It's just about being able to enjoy a game and being able to replay it and experience fun every time. And that roguelikes are pretty good at that, because it's always a different experience. It's the same, but it's not. And that's what's unique about roguelikes, and that's what makes them fun. And I honestly believe roguelikes are up and coming as more. They keep getting, roguelikes keep getting new games or sequels or, announcements and this and that. And so I think soon enough, I truly believe soon enough, roguelikes are going to be the main genre that people play, especially single player wise, and no one has time anymore. Not everyone wants an online experience all the time. Maybe give the option like Return or RoboQuest, but you don't need the option. It just enhances the experience. But not a lot of people have time anymore. People are growing, like a lot of the main audience, I believe these companies are aiming for, are growing up, and they need to realize that. Besides Nintendo's always meant for kids, and it has been. But roguelikes don't take that much time unless it's a good run, but that's one thing, and even then that 45 minutes to an hour for a good run. A decent run, 15 to 30 minutes. Maybe you play that one decent run, maybe a bad run along with it, like 10 minutes. Fucked up here and there and died, boom. Okay. Spend about maybe an hour and a half. All right, now I gotta go. And you don't lose progress. You don't need to save. You don't. You gain some progress because there's always unlockables. And it's just another go next time you turn it on. And that's, again, it comes back to me wanting a Steam Deck and me wanting to play Hades. Maybe play RoboQuests as well. Because why not? So that's like the main intentions of Steam Deck, is to be able to play the games I want to play that don't need online on the go. And these roguelikes are I feel like the bread and butter of it. Because I have Elden Ring, and I've played a lot of Elden Ring, but I haven't finished it. And I feel like Steam Deck will also be able to help me with that and help me finish other single player games that I've not finished that I've started. Which is, I think, a lot of people's cases these days. But back to the point I was making, that so it was the survival genre, or everything was a survival game. Like the forests, kind of like um, there was the forest is the main one that comes to mind. Kind of like Rust, Daisy, like those survival games. That was the big thing for a while, and then soon it transferred into I forget I forget the order, but it's these from massive from multiplayer shooters to the survival games to the team based games, and then the battle royale was definitely definitely took a front running with Fortnite, who's made plenty of money. And I think roguelikes are gonna. I don't think they'll take the spotlight like battle royales did in that sense, because battle royales were the thing, and people still play them to this day, like consistently. But I do think they'll be more on people's radar. And what would help that as well is if we get more AAA style roguelikes. Again, I'm not trying to say that the other roguelikes are bad, these indie games. In fact, sometimes indie games are better than AAA, but again, it just needs the love that the indie developers put in theirs. That it needs the love if another AAA game were to be made. And push with good marketing and showing a lot of love. Which brings me to the next thing, and something I'm so excited about. As I love gaming, I love shooters and this and that. My favorite genre by far, still, even though I'm really into roguelikes right now. Fighting games are still number one. Fighting games are still the top dog on my list. It's just, it's something about it that makes me love them. I don't know what it is, but I've always liked them when I was younger, and I always wanted to play them. On the PS2 was the Dragon Ball Z Budokai games, even the Tenkaichi. I actually prefer the Budokai games, but either way, it was Dragon Ball, something else I love, along with the one-on-one aspect, which I enjoyed and I put a lot of time into. And all my family loves Mortal Kombat, and we all know what it is, from my uncle, my cousin, my brother, my sister, hell, even my mom. She'll watch the movies. But I also was a big enjoyer of Street Fighter. In fact, I think I enjoy I enjoy and I like Street Fighter more than Mortal Kombat. Even though most of my family loves Mortal Kombat, and don't get me wrong, I love it too. I I think I'm just more of a Street Fighter guy. With that being said, I cannot wait for Street Fighter 6. I got a chance to play in the second closed beta, and the I just wanted to play it nonstop. I didn't want it to end. I only played Ken because out of the beta, because Akuma is my favorite fighting game character of all time. Flat, I love it. I love him. He's the coolest thing to me. It just started, as a little kid walking past an arcade and seeing him doing the Raging Demon, and that's all it took. That's all it took, because it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And Ken is one of my favorite Street Fighter characters. He's pretty up there on all-time fighting game characters because I love Street Fighter so much. But either way, I played Ken for that second closed beta, and oh man, I had so much fun. From playing a lot of Street Fighter 5 to playing just one closed beta session for a couple days of the weekend. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I truly can't wait. I can feel, like I said, I can feel the love being put into this game. I can feel it. I can feel it into the characters, the designs, the music, the backgrounds, like the stages themselves, like they want you to play it, but they also want you to enjoy it, not just play it. And that's what I'm so excited about. Capcom recently just put out 3 different matches from developers. There was DJ and Dalsim, Marissa and Manon, and JP and Blanca. And oh man, all these characters seem fleshed out and so like unique to themselves. Like Blanca and Dalsim and DJ, they look like them normal selves, like from what we've know them as, and a little bit amped up. My least favorite, Dalsim, just because I never thought he was that cool, but he is a world warrior from Street Fighter 2, so it's understandable that he makes it into the game. And he is a very unique character of being, you know, a stretchy boy. He is a stretchy yoga man. And so, you know, he was my least favorite, but I still see the love they put into him and his character going against DJ looks menacing. DJ looks like he's ready to brush you down and destroy you. And I'm probably on the receiving end of it. I'm probably going to hate it, but watching it, I'm all for it. I love it. His design, his big old cheesy smile is still there. He has these feints with these fireballs and his kick moves, and it was it was really good. And there was the DJ and Dawson. They were going against each other, and they were playing on this beach stage. Oh, the beach stage, it looks so beautiful. It's just like right as the sunset is hitting, with the bar, like a little tiki style bar. Everyone's just chilling while 2 people are duking it out when everyone's just doesn't give a shit. But it's beautiful, and the characters look amazing. And then there's JP and Blanca. Blanca on this, so I believe they're using the RE engine because it's Capcom owned. That's the Capcom engine. And you know, Blanca's always been like a weird looking character. He's green with orange hair, and so it was kind of hard to tell how he's gonna look with the new engine. It looks more realistic, but he actually he fits well. He doesn't look out of place. He looks like he's part of the cast, and it looks natural. Excuse me. But Blanca Blanca looks very like Blanca. What do you expect Blanca to be with electricity? His rainbow balls, his Blanca balls. But he fits really well, and I'm actually was really impressed with how they fit Blanca in. But his opponent that they were showing in that match, JP, that was a cool character. That's a cool character. He's got the suit with the coat and the cane, and he's got the psycho power. JP looks like a strong, heavy setup character who's gonna make you guess on a lot of these setups because he can make these portals where he can use it as a projectile or he can teleport to them. And so I imagine him, because the corner game in Street Fighter 6 is going to be very, very strong. There's no doubt about that. Everyone felt that. Just from the core mechanics of the game, it's meant to be scary. But some characters I believe are going to benefit more. And JP right now, again, the game's not even out yet. This is just me thinking about it. I think he's going to be very strong. Just from that stuff alone, because I believe he can put out multiple portals, and I think he can teleport behind you. So that, along with the corner, there's a huge mental stack when you're in the corner, because now you got to worry about drive impact and getting full combo for blocking something. It's just that huge mental stack, and I believe he can add on more to it. But again, I think the struggles is going to be him getting in and him putting you where you want. But he looks really good. I think, again, he just looks amazing. It looks like he's really fleshed out and has a lot of unique tools to him, and that makes him JP, which is really cool. And then they're playing on the Blanca's Brazil stage, and dude, it looks good. It looks really nice. It has that still, like, the hue and everything, that kind of green tint, because that's just how it is. It's Blanca's stage. He's green. I get it. But it's just like the jungle aspect, the people in the back, and it looks really, really good. But then, and then we have Manon and Marissa, and oh boy, the two mommies everyone's excited for, me included. First, Marissa is huge. Her hair is funky, but it is supposed to be a gladiator helmet, so I get it. But man, she is massive. And watching that match, you could feel the impacts on her punches, and it was nice. It's a very nice thing where you can, like, when she hits you, it looks and sounds like it hurts just on the impact, which is really good because it looks like that's what she's meant to be. It looks like she's meant to be a brawler. Get in your face, I'm gonna make it hurt. I believe she does have a command grab. From what I saw, I believe it is a command grab that does dummy damage. I'm talking stupid damage from what I saw, which is baffling to me, but it was a lot of damage. And she just looks like she's going to do a lot of damage regardless. So she does look fun, I won't deny that. But the person I'm really excited for, the character, Manon. Oh, I'm so excited for her. Because she is, first of all, she looks good. There's no doubt about that. She's supposed to be a fashion model, so boom, she's already got the style. She's got this pink hair. She's flashy. But then she's also a judoka. And as a wrestler, oh man, that instantly captivated me. And she's like a ballerina judoka. So she's elegant with her throws and seeing it. But she has the footwork of these throws. It looks so good. And she looks like she's more of a grappler than Marissa. She has this 2 slapping hit move, and that brings it in close, which I believe puts you in a guessing situation. So it's going to be scary, especially against a command throw character. And her crouch animation, it's just a low, like, grappler stance. Like, she's not like crouching, she's just lowering her center balance, I guess. Center of mass, lowering your center of mass, but still being ready as a grappler, and it just it all looks good. And then she has her ballerina aspects to it, and it's really well done together. And I'm so excited because, again, it's just so much love, and they're on that Paris stage, and it's just a busy market street with the Eiffel Tower in the back, and they're just like right in the middle of it, brawling and duking it out, and I think that's hilarious. And I'm really excited. I'm gonna place my pre-order because I know I'm gonna play it because they're doing everything right with it. I believe they're implementing rollback. Maybe it is an in-house version, but Guilty Gear Strive proved that an in-house version can work if you put the time and effort into it. Street Fighter V, the game that later on in its life showed love, but not early on, and especially with the netcode. As I believe that was in-house rollback, but it was just awful, and it's still bad to this day. And it's so heartbreaking. It's very heartbreaking because online is the most common way to play games nowadays. It's just simple as that. Even fighting games, no one's at the arcades. No one's really coming over. The most often I would say people play offline is tournaments or something like that. Excuse me. And so with good online, they're also doing crossplay. So no matter where you get Street Fighter 6, you'll be able to play with any of your friends that get it. And that's such a huge deal. I believe that it'll keep a player base, a large player base, in that of itself, with good netcode and crossplay. Because if the game's fun, people are going to want to play it regardless. But if you give them more opportunities to play with their friends who have it on maybe another system because they don't have the same system as you because of maybe their own situation, you still be able to play with them. Oh, it's great. And they're even implementing controls, quote unquote, the modern controls, where you don't have to do motion input to do specials. And Justin Wong put out quite a few videos of him playing on as modern controlled Ryu, and it still shows that if you're a good player, you can win, even with that style, because it's supposed to limit you, but also give access to the moves. Because a lot of the problems with new people trying to get into fighting games is these motion inputs. They don't understand it. It's tough. Sure, you can input the DP motion. It's complicated at first glance, and it's hard to do, especially in the middle of a combo. I know because I was there at one point, and I imagine a lot of people were. But just being able to access those moves for these people, to give them a chance to do the cool shit that they want to see, and if they want to, give them the option, still have them have the option to branch, so now they have the full access to all the moves and all their normals. That's if they want to, which I think is also fantastic. And a game that also just announced rollback, Grand Blue. Grand Blue at launch was delay based, and delay based at this point is out of date. No one's gonna play a delay based netcode game unless the IP itself is gonna carry it. Because the only delay based game that I know that's a quote unquote alive, because even then there's not much happening with it, is Dragon Ball FighterZ. And I believe the only reason people play that is because of the IP itself and because of how big Dragon Ball is. So Grand Blue announcing rollback and getting all this new stuff. It looked like it even had a Fall Guys like hub thing with their little chibi characters. I think that's them trying to put the love into the game to get new people in. Hopefully for Grand Blue, they don't release it near the same time as Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 has already announced its launch date. So if they can stay away from that to bring new people into Grand Blue, instead of just being like, well, Street Fighter 6 or Grand Blue, most people I feel are going to play Street Fighter 6. As one of my friends have stated to me that it's one or the other, and he said most likely it would be Street Fighter over Grand Blue. So hopefully they don't screw that up, because I believe that's what happened when they first launched, so that they released near another big title, and so it didn't get as much attention as they wanted. I think you release it a month before or after Street Fighter. I think a month is a good amount of time to grab new people. I think that's a good spot. So, because if it's a month before, it gives people something, a new experience right before Street Fighter 6, so it'll keep their attention. And maybe if they like it enough, they'll play it along with Street Fighter 6 or go back to it at least, or even after a month. Let people play Street Fighter 6 for a month, and maybe the people who fall off of that go to Grand Blue, see what's up with Grand Blue. Because I know for a fact that if it releases too close to Street Fighter 6, I'm one of those people who will not give it the time of day it probably deserves. Because it's beautiful. It's Arxis. Arxis makes beautiful games. I heard it has a nice single player experience. From what I've heard, I haven't played it, and that's the thing. I have no reason to play it right now. There's other fighting games that I enjoy, and there's other games to be played, especially if I'm going to be playing with friends. I want a good online experience. I'd rather play Strive, because at least I know if I play Strive, even though it's not my favorite game, I can play with my friends and not have a problem. I'm on the West Coast. I play someone on the East Coast, and I totally forgot for a split second that we're playing online. Because it's smooth, and that's how it should be. And that's what these companies need to realize, is games won't last without good netcode. A very good example, I believe, is Samurai Showdown. Samurai Showdown was dead on arrival. People may have liked the game, but no one played it. No one played it consistently because they knew it didn't have rollback. I think there was a beta and everyone was like, yeah, no rollback, not touching it. And then that's all they needed. That is all they needed. Because a lot of the grinding, even, a lot of the, the labbing and trying out the things we learned to, especially for tournament players, is they're going to have to try it online. And so if the online's not good, they don't get that experience that they need. So hopefully Grand Blue doesn't release too close to Street Fighter 6, because if not, I'll probably give it a try myself. Because another game I believe that's holding up just due to IP alone is Tekken 7. People love this game, and I don't blame them. I play it too. I've been recently playing it. I've been playing Kazuya. Just because of the videos that's shown up on my YouTube timeline and feed, and like Tekken lore videos. Everything just makes me like Kazuya. He's an asshole, but I love it. He's not a good person. And what I love about all the main characters of the Tekken series and the Mishima bloodline is that they're not good people. It's not, oh yeah, they're good, always the goody two shoes. No, they're just all bad people with their own goals, and that just happen to intertwine with each other, so that creates conflict. And I love it. They're not good people, but they have conflict still. And they have their own goals. So it's really compelling, and I just like Kazuya. But the online, again, it's all right. For some reason, my PC drops frames a lot, which also affects the online, which I don't know why that is, which is very unfortunate, because it can run practically every other game I play fairly consistently at a very, I would say, at least high quality, at like a consistent 60 consistent. But for some reason, I get drops with Tekken 7, and it is a little disappointing. But I also know that there's also bad, that like the online can be quite bad, which sucks. And with the much more recent Tekken 8 announcement and like gameplay footage, it still seems fairly early in development, as they're not showing too much. They're just more talking about it. But hopefully they know to at least put rollback in. I do believe it would still survive because it is Tekken. But again, if you want to keep players and keep these players to buy the new characters, because every fighting game is going to have DLC characters. That's what keeps players in. But if you want to keep these players to keep them so they can buy the DLC, netcode is a big thing. And another game that also has Kazuya, that's also being, kept alive due to its IP alone, in my opinion, because the online is also horrendous, is Smash. I've been playing Smash recently due to my roommate having someone challenge him at his work to play Smash and him getting his ass kicked and saying, no, I don't want to get my ass kicked anymore. I want to play so I can beat his ass at least. And so we've been playing. And I got Kazuya because, I play Ken in it. And then I also wanted to play Kazuya because, Kazuya in the game is pretty stupid, I won't lie. But I played Smash's online around when it came out. And there's too many flaws with the online. Not just with the game, but with just the system itself. Again, the Switch is just... There's quite a few flaws with the Switch and Nintendo as a brand with this, but there is no direct Ethernet port with the dock. You have to get an extension. So boom, problem number one right out the bat is no consistent peer-to-peer connection because most of the people are online. Everyone that plays fighting games knows that you have to be wired for a good experience because you won't get packet loss. And those packet losses is what causes a lot of lag. Even if your Wi-Fi is super good, like everyone says, my Wi-Fi is super good and this and that, you still get packet loss because it's still wireless. But Smash survives because it's Smash. Because, again, I played it. I was also on Wi-Fi, and I knew what I was getting myself into. But man, there were so many just laggy games and this and that, like just bad experiences just with the connection alone. But when the game runs good, when game run good, but when the game runs good, it's a decent game. As a person who prefers more traditional fighting games like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Guilty Gear Strive, Tekken 7, these are all games that I played. Dragon Ball FighterZ, like I love the traditional. There is a life bar there, and there's no other there's no. I guess what's the word I'm trying to say? There's no map involvement. I guess it's just the stage looks cool. Well, Smash, it is different. It's because of Smash's popularity. There's a lot of Smash likes like Brawlhalla, Multiverses. A lot of these games came out because they see the success from Smash. But again, I only believe that Smash is still alive due to its IP and the characters that it has, not because entirely of the enjoyment. Because again, it's meant to be a party game, and that's what it first launched as. But when it played at a competitive level, again, it's there's different maps and there's legal maps. There are very few out of like the whole game, because I put the settings on for when me and my roommate play, because me and him have been playing the most. I do play with my cousin from time to time, and he also said that I would like Kazuya because I like Ken, and that he also wants me to play him for the experience, the matchup experience, because he is top tier. He's top tier in that game. But I think it's fun because as anyone who's ever actually played Smash knows that the inputs are easy. It's the combos are weird in Smash, and I don't know quite how to explain it, but the basic moves are all very, 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 very simple. There is no motion inputs. The only motion inputs are for specifically the fighting game characters. So Ken, Ryu, they actually have their Shoryuken inputs, their Fireball inputs, their Tatsu inputs. Ryu has his red Fireball that you have to do a half circle. Ken has his half circle input is a roundhouse, and he also has. I don't know how to describe the input. It's, I guess, reverse Fireball, but not Tatsu, if that makes sense. So if Fireball is quarter circle forward, this input is that just reverse. So you start forward but end at down. So he has the inputs for I'll call them crazy kicks, but I don't think they are the crazy kicks. I think they're just kicks he had in Street Fighter 2. Because I will say the Smash, they didn't disrespect the FGC characters, which I am very very grateful for. They actually put love into the characters, and it really shows with Kazuya as well, as he has so many moves, and they're all, besides there, I think there are a few that didn't come from Tekken itself, but they have to have certain moves for certain directions. So they're like, if we have to make something, we will, because they also did that with Terry Bogard. And honestly, after playing Kazuya, it makes me kind of want to play Terry as well. But I've never really played a Fatal Fury or King of Fighters. But yeah, I do still want to try them. But the point I'm trying to make though is Kazuya has his inputs. He has, if you know anything about Tekken, you know that Kazuya, Heihachi, and Jin and Devil Jin have the electric. It's the wave dash, wind, electric wind god fizz. It's how do I explain it to someone who probably wouldn't know? It's there. It is an input. It's an input move. That's a combo starter, at least, especially in Tekken. It's a, it's not a great move by itself. That's the normal wind god fist. It's just like a little uppercut type move. But what the electric is the last input and the attack button pressed like within the same frame. So it's a very strict timing, and they put it also in Smash, and so you get rewarded with high damage and high combos. But you also have to do all the other inputs for a lot of his other moves that are very useful. And so I hear a lot of people, I hear and I see a lot of Smash players complaining about Kazuya, but I think they also don't realize the execution that is required to make him good. And so that part is like, I guarantee you can't pick up the character and be good just because you pick up the character, because you don't even know how to do the electric. And so I've just seen a lot of complaining on Twitter, but it is funny. But and I am enjoying Kazuya. I'm enjoying him very much. He's fun, even in Smash. I play with my cousin and I play with my roommate, and I pick Kazuya, and I'll play Ken occasionally too, because again, I love Ken, and then Ryu, because another Street Fighter character. I just like the FGC characters, and the fact that I can play them in Smash is pretty cool. I won't deny that. But playing these characters in this game, it's sometimes just like, maybe it's just me still being bad at the game, but right now it's, to me, the game is all right. It again, it's still at the main core of Smash. It's a party game. It's meant to utilize when you have people, a bunch of people over, and you just all play together, do dumb shit. But I've been saying "but" a lot, and I've been hearing it. I don't like it. Either way, though, I still have been enjoying it. the game sometimes does piss me off because I'm just probably not understanding the core mechanics again because I'm probably just bad. But god damn it, there it is again. Either way, I'm just I'm still gonna be playing it because the fact that it can play Kazuya and Ken in the Smash game is very very cool. I will give them that, and that there is love put into the game or the characters within the game. That they showed respect for these characters and the franchise, and I love that a lot. So that is one of the driving forces, that it's not like a just like, hey, we did a crossover, here's this character, and it's nothing like what you know about that character. It's still the character at heart, and you can feel it. Ugh. Whew. Man, uh, for, I gotta drink some water. Excuse me. Talking makes your mouth dry. But I'm all for it. I love to talk and I love to hear myself talk. That's why I'm doing this. So let's move over from video games and fighting games and all that, and let's move on to anime. I am a very casual anime enjoyer. I do like a lot of the mainstream animes, but still very casual at the heart of it. I won't deny it. One of my other roommates, he is not a casual. He's got a couple bookcases full of manga and a bunch of anime. He's seen a bunch of and read a bunch of shit that I've never heard of. So I know where I stand. But god damn it. So to go along with that, me and my girlfriend, we were fully caught up, at least with the anime, with Attack on Titan. And they just announced that they're finally going to finish it. For me and my girlfriend, it's not that long of a wait because we caught up fairly late. So lucky for us. What they did say, though, is that it's going to be the final part is going to be 2 parts. So essentially it's going to be part 3.1 and part 3.2. Might as well just be part 3 and part 4 for the final parts of the season. I had a very fun interaction with one of my friends on Twitter where he tweeted, he's like, man, they are milking the shit out of this. And I was like, at least it's gonna be fire. But the thing that makes me laugh about it most is that he said that it's gonna be the pacing of One Piece. So I just thought that was hilarious because he compared it to One Piece. Because they're definitely trying to milk it. I don't know if they're trying to milk it. I think it also could be Mappa having a lot on their shoulders, so they just need time to animate it all, because they're animating what seems like everything. But him saying that it's One Piece spacing, it just made me laugh a lot. I am very excited though for it to finally close up. They said it should end by this year, which I'm all for, as long as I get the ending, because where we left off and where that last episode was, oh my gosh, it felt like there's still so much. And me and my girlfriend, we're locked in. We're fully locked in. The big discussion about is Eren Yeager right or wrong? Yes and no, and I feel like both can be true. He's both right and wrong. I don't want to say too much for people who still aren't caught up, because I always like to respect that fact, at least. Because I know I wasn't caught up for a long time. We were on season 2 for we finished season 1 and like I'd say a year and a half ago, and we didn't watch season two until very recently, and then just started powering through everything and loved it. So I know some people uh, haven't watched it all. I am very excited though. I do wish it would come out sooner, but that's just me being, you know, excited. Like I wish Street Fighter 6 would come out right now. There is an anime that I could watch right now that I don't know why I haven't yet is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I am on. They released all the episodes for season 6 for Jolene's arc, and I have yet to watch it all, and I don't know why. It's there. It's always available for me. It's on Netflix. All the episodes are there. I was fairly close to being caught up, but I just didn't finish it for where I was at. I didn't catch up to all the latest episodes, and then I don't know. I haven't picked it up. That I need to, because I love JoJo's. As wild and outlandish as JoJo's is, it's so entertaining to me, and I love it. And I get why people wouldn't like the anime or the manga or whatever. It just entices to me. I even talked to my nephew about it. He's like, I was like, you ever watch JoJo's? He goes, no, it's too fruity for me. So I was like, that's fair enough. But the fashion and the poses, it comes from actual modern fashion. So I think that's a lot of what it is too. I think the character designs are very unique, though. I'm very recognizable. Um, from Jonathan and the like in the early eras to Joseph, and as you get as the timeline gets, more caught up to modern. I guess I don't like they did like 1800s and early 1900s, and they caught it all the way up to more a modern daytime. From Jonathan to Joseph to uh, Jotaro to um, Giorno. No, I skipped one. I was trying to go in order. It goes Jonathan, Joseph, Jotaro, Josuke, Giorno, and now Jolene. I am fully caught up except for part 6. I just need to finish part 6 and I'll be caught up with all the anime. And I love it. I love this anime. It's simple, it's appealing. The colors are beautiful. I That does remind me. I like want to put one of the some of the some of the screenshots of JoJo's because of how just from the colors alone is part of my rotating backgrounds. I already have Dio. Dio Brando is one of my backgrounds because I love that character. That man is evil. I'm into villains, but and that man is evil, and he's a good villain, in my opinion. Uh, he he was like the main threat in season 1, kind of part of the problem in season 2, and then season 3 he was the main villain. And he's still affecting things even now into part 6 because you just because he's just too good to fully let go. So I should finish it just for the sake of finishing it and being caught up, because I should, because of how much I praise it. There is an anime that I do not believe it is out in America yet. It might be out in Japan, but I don't believe it's out in America yet. And it is a Power Rangers anime. Go go Power Rangers, do 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 do. Love it. Love Power Rangers. Power Rangers are sick. Um, they have an anime though. It's a different kind of adaptation though. I did see a quick little like overview and summary of like what the basis of the plot is, and it's actually pretty unique and I like it because it makes the Power Rangers the villain. So I'm gonna try to give the summary myself. So essentially, there's these things attacking either specifically one city or the entire world, and so then the Power Rangers come into play, and they handle business. They whoop shamash. But because of also during this time that they realize they're in power because they are needed. So if they truly win and destroy everything, they won't be needed anymore and they won't have power anymore. So they enslave the things that they're fighting so that they can continue to be fighting them forever so they can always be in power. And so there's a character that's within this race or beings, I don't know, that is part of the things that are enslaved to expose them for what they are. For the little tidbits that I've seen on the designs, I think it looks fantastic, and I really want to watch it. And so I should probably look more into it to see when it comes out, and put it on my radar, like, officially. So like when it comes out, I'm there, because I've always enjoyed the Power Rangers, and just a new concept of how a different take, I guess, on the Power Rangers with still really cool designs. I'm all for it because I imagine the action's gonna be really good, especially as an anime. All right, well, I believe that's what I wanted to. That's basically everything I've wanted to talk about for this week. Nothing too crazy, just get it out. Even if it's not with someone. I just love to talk though. So why not, right? Thank you for being on the Cruz Cast. This is Cruise Ship, and